Hi, good night everyone. Namaste. So tonight we're reading book 5 of the Maha Devi Bhagavatam, Devi Puran, chapter 31 on the death of Shambhu. Om Vakratunna Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurumideva Sarvakaya Susharvada Om Ekadantaya Vidmum Vakratundaya Mithunantanti Prachodayat Om Gam Ganapaten Om Gam Ganapaten Om Gam Ganapaten Nama Hari Om Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Vidyarupinna Sansrita Namastasay 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 Namo Nama Om Hamsa Hamsai Vidmi Paramahamsai Dimi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasme Shri Guru Nama Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat. Vyasa said, O King Shambhu, the Lord of the Dechas, hearing the words of the soldiers, began to say. Then, with rolling eyes, with anger, Shambhu said, O fools, what are you saying all this? How can I do this unspeakably mean act and then hope to live? How shall I be able to roam in this world when I have become the cause, the slaying of my brothers and ministers? Time is the more powerful cause of all that takes place, good or bad. So when this formless time is the supreme ruler, what use is there in my brooding over the result? Let whatever come that is inevitable. Let whatever be done that is destined to take place. Death or life, I do not think of either. The more so when time is never able, even when worshipped, to thwart off death or life when their proper moment arrives. See, the God of rain gives us rain in the rainy season, but it is seen that sometimes it does not rain in the month of Stravan, the rainy season, whereas it rains sometimes in the month Agrahayana, Pausa, Magha, or Falguna, not the rainy season. Therefore, it is evident that time is not the chief factor. Faith is stronger than time. Time is merely the instrumental cause. It is this fate that has created all this universe. It cannot be rendered otherwise. I consider fate supreme, fee on this one's own exertion. For lo, Nishumba, who had before conquered all the devas, is slain today by an ordinary woman. Alas, when Raktabija too had been slain, how can I desire to hold on to my life, foregoing all my name and fame? Even Brahma, who has created all this universe, will no sooner come to an end than his longevity expires. 4,000 yugas constitute one day of Brahma, and in that one day 14 Indras perished. So twice the life of Brahma constitute the life of Vishnu. Similarly, twice the life period of Vishnu constitute the life period of Mahesa, and when their longevities expire, they come to an end. This visible earth, mountains, sun, and moon all will perish. So it has been specially ordained by the destiny. Therefore, O fools, I do not care a bit for the death. When a being is born, he must die. And when anyone dies, he will be born again. There is no doubt in this. So one ought to preserve one's name and fame, which is more permanent in this transitory body. Prepare my chariot. I will go today to the battlefield. Let victory or defeat come. What it may, as fate has ordained, I will soon go to fight. Thus saying, Shumba mounted on the chariot quickly and went where the Devi Ambika was staying. Then the fourfold army, cavalry, infantry, chariots, horses, and elephants, and innumerable soldiers followed him with weapons in their hands. Going there to the Himalaya mountain, he saw the Divine Mother sitting on her lion. She appeared so very lovely as to enchant the three worlds. Her body was decorated with various ornaments. All the auspicious gems were manifest. The Devas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, and Kinnaras in the heavens were all worshipping her with hymns, and parijata flowers, and the Devi was making beautiful sounds with bells and conchs, indicative of her victory. Seeing her, Shambhu was very much enchanted with passionate love and struck with the 5 arrows of Cupid. Though thus, how wonderful is her lovely countenance. See how wonderful and amazing her skillfulness, delicacy, and capability to endure the hardships of war, though quite contrary to each other, are both in her. What a wonder it is! Her bodies are extremely delicate, and limbs are lean and thin. Beside, she is lately blooming into womanhood. Still, she does not feel any passion. This is undoubtedly very wonderful. She is exquisitely beautiful, that can be desired of in one's mind, and though she is endowed with all the auspicious signs, yet she has no inclinations for all the pleasures and allurements of the world, and is now slaying the powerful asuras. This is wonderful indeed. Now, what steps are to be taken so that lady comes under my control? All the mantrams are also now with me. Now bring over this swan-eyed lady onto me. The proud, lovely lady is the incarnate of all mantrams. How will she come under my control? This heroic lady cannot be controlled by conciliatory words, allurements, dissensions. It is not advisable to fly away from the battlefield and go to Patala. What am I to do? Where shall I go in this critical moment? And if I die at the hands of this lady, that death is not a glorious one. It will take away my fame. The death in a battlefield is conducive to one's well-being, so the sages say, when both the parties are equally strong. The Devas have created this lady stronger than ever, 100 strong men. She is a woman merely in name. This lady is very powerful and has come here to destroy the Danavas. There is no doubt in this. What effect will conciliatory words now produce on her? She has come to slay us. Will she be appeased with good words? Neither will allurements or precious things be of any avail. For she is decked with various arms and weapons, nor will it be of any use to sow dissensions between the Devas and her. Further, all the Devas are under her control. Therefore, it is far better to die than to fly. Victory or death would come unto me today, as fate has ordained. Vyasa said, O king, thus thinking in his mind, Shumba became ready to shew his strength and firmly resolved to fight. He said to the Devi before him, Devi, fight. But, O one of delicate limbs, thy so much toil is in vain. Thou hast no sense at all, for thou art doing contrary to the doings of womankind. The pair of eyes of woman are their arrows, the eyebrows are their bows, their gestures and postures are their weapons, and their hits are their persons who are skilled in amorous love sentiments. The dyes used in painting the bodies of their amorous, their mental desires are their chariots, so sweet. Soft words and conversations are their trumpet sounds. Women have no other things for their war preparations. Therefore, O beloved, any other weapons are mere mockeries and ridiculous. Their modesty in their own ornament, impudence can never grace them. Any exquisitely beautiful woman, if engaged in a fight, will look harsh, especially when thou wilt draw thy bow. How wilt thou be able to hide thy breast? When thou wilt run with thy club, where will thy gentle trendings go? O beautiful, thy counselors are this Kalika and the stupid Chamunda. Chandika is thy adviser. Her voice is very hoarse. How can she be able to nurse thee? Again, this lion, the terror of all the beings, is thy carrier. Therefore, O dear, leave aside all these and come over to me. O beautiful one, that thou art ringing, that bells and dost not sound. Thy lute goes quiet against thy beauty and youth. O sensitive one, if thou likest to fight, better assume an ugly appearance. Let thy nature be ferocious and cruel. Let thy color be black like a crow, lips elongated, legs long, nails ugly, teeth horrible, and let thy eyes be ugly or yellow like those of a cat. O Devi, assume such an ugly appearance and stand firmly for the fight. O dear-eyed one, speak first harsh words unto me, then I will fight with thee. My hand does not get up to strike thee with handsome teeth in the battlefield, who art like a second Rati. Vyasa said, O best of the descendants of Bharata. When Shumba said thus, the Divine Mother, seeing him passionate, smiled and said, O stupid one, why are you so much distressed with passion? O fool, if your hand does not come forward to strike weapons at me, then fight with this ugly Kalika or Chamunda. They are your best compeers in the battlefield. They will fight with you. I will stand as a mere witness. Thus saying, the Devi Bhagavati said to Kalika in sweet words, O Kalika, your nature is fierce. The Shambhu likes also the face, so kill him. Vyasa said, O king, that Kalika, the incarnate of death, thus ordered, took up her club immediately and became ready to fight, as if sent there direct by the god of death. A dreadful fight then ensued between the two, and the high soul Munis and the Devas were present there and witnessed the great event. Shumba first struck at Kalika, raising his club. Kalika then struck Shambhu in return with her club violently. Instantly she made a dreadful sound, broke down his chariot, glittering like gold, into pieces, killed the horses of the chariot, and slew the charioteer. Walking then on foot with a very heavy club in his hand, Shumba struck with great anger on the breast of Kalika and began to laugh. Kalika, in the meanwhile, rendering his stroke useless, soon took up her axe and cut off his left hand, pasted with sandal and decked with arms and weapons. His left arm, thus out of his whole body, was drenched with torrents of blood. Yet he came up with club in his hand and struck Kalika with it. Kalika too laughed, and with her scimitar cut off his right arm, holding the club and ornamented with armlet. Shumba became angry and came up violently to kick her, when Kalika quickly cut off his two legs. His arms and legs thus severed from his body, the demon frightened Kalika and told her, Wait. And soon he came up before her, seeing the demon coming. Kalika severed his neck from his body like a lotus. Blood began to gush out in continuous streams. O king, the head of Shumba, thus severed from his body, fell on the ground like a mountain. Immediately the life left the body. Seeing the Danava fall down lifeless, Indra and the other host of Devas began to worship the Devi Bhagavati, Chamunda and Kalika, and chanted lovely hymns to them. The winds then began to blow pleasantly. All the quarters looked very clear, and fire in sacrificial altars, being circumambulated, became very propitious. On the other hand, those dechas that remained alive quitted their arms and weapons, bowed down to the Divine Mother, and fled away, one and all, to the Patala. O king, I have now described in regular order to you how the Devi protected the Devas and destroyed Shumba and other Asuras. Those human beings on the surface of the earth that read this anecdote from the beginning to the very end, or hear it constantly, get all their desires fulfilled. There's no doubt in this. Okay. Verily, he gets a son who has not got any son. He gets abundance of wealth who is without any wealth. The disease become cured of their diseases. What more can be said than the fact that he who hears this glorious deed of the Devi in its entirety gets all that he desires. O king, that man who reads daily this holy anecdote, or hears it, has never to fear from his enemies. In addition, he gets liberation after leaving this body. Here ends the 31st chapter of the 5th book on the death of Shumba in the Maha Puranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyas. Hari Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapali Durga Kashamashi Vidatri Swaha Swadha Namastute. Om Tumeo Mata Chapita Tumeo Banduscha Chasaka Tumeo Vidya Dravinang Tumeo Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.